Intertwining, melding. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
What up, everybody? We are back in tune with another episode of In the Fields podcast. It is your host, Johnny, with my lovely fiance, soon-to-be wife. Literally
Super
2 months.
soon.
Yeah, like 2 months, not even, dude. Yeah, cutting it close, Lisa. And yeah, man, we're back. We're back with another episode. This episode, we are going to be talking about, something that
We've all experienced.
we've definitely all experienced. We've either been on the shitty side of it or have been the people to deliver the bad news. And yeah, man, we're going to take a deep dive into breakups and rejections and, yeah, man, the shitty side of love sometimes, you know what I mean?
It happens.
Yeah, and we asked our fans to we asked the listeners to tell us about some of their worst breakup stories or, something maybe they've dealt with as far as like whether it was rejection or breakups.
Or funny.
Yeah, whether it could be funny, it could have been sad, it could have been whatever the case is, but we did get a couple stories submitted into us. I know you have a couple that
I have two.
you picked, and I also have a couple, and we didn't share them with each other, so this way we could obviously react to them and, give our honest and uncut opinion on them. So, yeah, man, let's get into story time, dude. I think that's what we should call the segment. Story time! But yeah, man, so you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, go ahead, hit me with it. Let me hear what,
All right,
let's hear these horror stories of breakups.
All right, so the first one that I have, it says, all right, so this occurred during my junior year, high school years.
Ooh. That was my glow-up year.
Early love. All right, so she goes, just think early awkward preteens. Anyways, I'm riding the bus home with my girlfriend, and we were awkwardly holding hands, and then her stop comes up. She looks and grabs my other hand, kisses my cheek, and says, "You are a cage, and I am a bird. This is over." And then she walks away, and that was the last time I ever conversed with her.
You're a cage.
And I'm a bird.
And I'm a bird.
And this is over.
And this is over?
Whew. Imagine somebody saying that to you. Like, what?
First of all, I've never heard somebody leave somebody so poetically. Like, who the fuck is your dad? William Shakespeare? Like, what is that? Like, I am but a bird, and you are but a cage.
You're holding me back, bro.
And I must be free. I must be able to spread my wings.
I think that was the nice way of saying you're holding me back and I need to go.
Facts. Like, I need to fly. I can't see the world with you.
In junior high school?
This relationship is a prison. That's what she said to this man.
I'm playing it bullshit.
Yeah, facts. You are a cage? This relationship is a prison.
I thought it was hilarious.
That's fucked. Wow.
Like, how does one
I'm not even gonna lie. I don't think you can fathom how quick
Like, how do you
I
even
would
process
identify.
that?
Dude, you don't understand how quick I would identify as a woman and beat the shit out of her.
Like, it's that serious?
Are you fucking kidding?
I think I would just sit there in shock. Like,
I would be like, well, now my name is Joanne, and I'm going to beat your ass for that. Because that's crazy.
I mean, at least it wasn't done through text.
I would have preferred. Than to be broken up with in fucking some sort of psalms or a poem? What the fuck is that,
He even
bro?
got a kiss on the cheek.
She broke up with him. Like, is this a fucking, what is this? The Notebook? What the fuck is that, bro? I don't know, man. I can't. Wow.
To never be spoken to her again.
I'm transferring schools. I can't tell that story. I just could not tell that story. Could you imagine telling that story to your next partner? They're going to be like, oh, you must have like some sort of control issues. Your ex was a bird in a cage. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, like I need to know the backstory. Like, how did your relationship go that it transpired in that way?
Wow, I'm a bird and you're a cage. Oh, bro, I can't get over that. I can't get over that. Wow. Wow, I'm sorry, bro. Whoever that was. Wow, I'm sorry. Good. You want to hit me the next one?
Oh, we're not going back and forth? All right. Whoopsies. All right,
Clap that
so
mic.
the other one that I found was, so we started off as friends with benefits after she had broken up with her ex. 6 months in, and we were about
Friends
to...
with benefits.
Yes, that's how it started.
Oof.
6 months into this, as we were about to check out from a hotel, she had asked me, we're dating, right? Like, we're a couple, right? And I said yes, felt elated in my mind, and she started acting like an overly attached boyfriend over the next 6 months. Then one fine day, while I was on an international trip, she had sent me an email saying, "Hi, I'm back with my ex. I guess it was just a rebound instead. Kindly take this as a cue to not reach it back out to me again." Like, what is that?
Wait.
So friends with benefits.
So we started off as friends with benefits. We got done doing the deed because why are we leaving a hotel for any other reason?
And this was after she had broken up with her ex. They started this friends with benefits relationship. They were doing this for about 6 months. When she's the one...
He been around.
Probably, but...
He been around.
After the 6 months of this, when they were leaving this hotel, she's the one that asked him, like, we're in a relationship, right? Like,
that dude's been in her phone. Let's be clear.
Thing.
Let's be clear. He ain't new. Her ex just never knew. You know what I'm saying?
I mean...
That guy,
probably.
Because... And I'm going to be, and maybe I could be full of shit, and women, you guys are more than welcome to correct me in the comments, please. But ain't no way you finna just break up with your ex and then hop into a friends with benefits situation right after, unless that's some man that you most likely have some sort of connection with, but maybe dating him seems a little too much. So you're like, yo, still trying to get my rocks off. But most women don't move on physically right away. Like a lot of the time, that's been there. That's just been potential sitting in her iPhone.
I mean, but it would make sense, though, that they were friends with benefits for a total of 6 months prior to this conversation of her being like, so is this a relationship?
Well, that makes sense. I mean, once you're doing it long enough and now we're linking and it's like, you know, it's no longer sneaky. It's not like we're sneaky linking. We're just linking at this point. You're single, I'm single.
But he's also stating that, like, the following 6 months, he, I guess, acted like an overly attached boyfriend.
Who, her, him?
Yeah. From what I'm getting from what was sent.
Okay, so, but she was the one that was like, we're a thing.
Yeah, she was questioning it.
So that's my thing is, like, how y'all gonna be fucking for 6 months and then... out of nowhere after doing the deed, you're on some like, so you're my man, right?
Which he agreed. But
well,
then
I mean, as any man probably
But then I
would.
guess, like, following that for another 6 months, he was overly attached. Mm-hmm. So that could have, in turn, pushed her away. And then she felt like the easiest way out was while he was gone on this international trip.
True.
But I feel like it's super messy
that's crazy, bro.
You break up via email while he's international.
Yeah, what is this, the 90s? Why the fuck are you breaking up via email? Why don't you just write him a letter and have somebody deliver it horseback for you while you're fucking at it?
But also to go back to the ex that you were
broke up with
prior to this friends with benefits relationship, just for you to be like, kindly take this as a cue to not reach out to me again. But you know
what probably happened? So what probably happened is she broke up with ex, right? She had this fun shit going on with this guy, and...
it got too serious.
Shorty was probably like, wow, this is so fun, not realizing like the friends with benefits dynamic was the part that was fun about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it had all the perks without all the obligation. So like once she probably thought like, oh shit, this is fun, this is nice, I want this.
Yeah, like this is cool.
And then when she made it a thing, the dynamic changed, because this is the thing. As a man, when we're friends with benefits, like, yeah, I'm gonna treat you cool. I'm gonna treat you nice. I'm gonna make you feel good, but there's no obligation there. So I'm not. There's no needing to. I don't have to wake up and text you in the morning. I don't got to do any of that extra shit. So it's like, then there's like that cat and mouse game with the friends with benefits situation, because it's like we're kind of chasing each other. You hitting me up when you miss me. I'm hitting you up, and da 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 da. Like, I don't know. I think then once they became like a thing, and he became more of a boyfriend. She was probably like,
I don't want
nah,
this.
my ex treated me better. You know what I mean? Like, she probably was like,
that's possible too.
she
Yeah.
probably was like, yeah, no, this isn't the type of relationship
But
I
then
want.
it also makes me think that like throughout that time frame, your ex was still hanging around for you to still have
To have him back, right? Because how are you gonna not talk to this man for 6 months? Because there's no way you didn't talk to him while you were fucking your friend with benefits. There's no way you didn't talk to this man for 6 months.
and then another 6 months while they were
So
together.
a year.
Yeah.
There's no way you didn't keep this ex around. Once again,
It's messy.
he ain't new. You just never knew. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it was. That's what it is. Like, and again, women, y'all can correct me in the comments if y'all want. But a lot of the time, y'all got backup plans, bro. That's just what it be. Y'all be sometimes like, and again, I think it's the fear of, men also in today's time maybe not being like, the man the women want or whatever the fucking case is, and they feel like they need to have a backup option because, they just never know if these guys are going to take him serious or whatever the case is. But I be feeling like some women preemptively are like, well, just in case, let me keep so-and-so around. Let me keep the dude.
I feel like guys do that too, though.
Let me keep dude with the good D around. You know what I'm saying? Like, they be doing that.
I feel like guys do that too, though.
Yo, but I really don't.
Just in general.
Honestly, even when I was single, because
I've never done that, but I definitely know people that have.
But I don't know, bro. Like I'm not saying like, I think it's, for men, we're usually on the side of, we are the side. Like I think like I be feeling like women have the sides. And like, I'm not saying men don't have sides, but like, I be feeling like
side chicks are a very commonly
I be
used
feeling
term.
like men almost would prefer to be the side than have sides.
I don't know. Side chick is
Because here's the thing. If I'm a side, bro, I have no obligations. I have no responsibilities. I don't have to try. Versus like, when you're dealing with multiple people that you're trying to make feel good and all that, bro, that'd be mad work. And then it's like, what if you start favoring one over the other and da 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 da? I don't know. That to me, it just seems too messy, bro.
It is very messy.
If I had to pick, if you had to pick between either being a side or having sides, which one would you pick?
I wouldn't want either.
But if you had to
If
pick,
I
you
had
can't
to
do
pick-
this. You can't be like, well, I'd rather just give me
I
suicide.
just don't like the
Nah.
messiness.
It's a pick your poison. It's
If
one
I
or the
had
other.
to pick, I would rather be a side.
Yeah, I would rather be a side every time. I'm sorry. I'd rather be the side dish every time. Every time. I would rather be the French fries.
I don't like either option, to be fair.
I would rather be the French fries.
The French fries is crazy.
Hell yeah, bro. I think being a side is just way less responsibility, bro. There's just...
You just exist.
Yeah, exactly. I'm doing me. And then you want to get into my schedule. That's cool. I figured out. No responsibility. I don't got to remember shit. I don't got to buy gifts. I don't got to do nothing. Versus like, if you have sides, you got to like...
Cater to them.
You got to cater to both of these. You got to work your schedule around them. You got two of them tug of war over you.
I don't know how people do it.
I have no idea. Honestly, dealing with one woman is... it's tough.
You're just with me all the time. Like, it just wouldn't work.
It's just as tough, dude. Yeah,
Just
like...
wouldn't work.
Yeah, it just won't. It just won't. It's not even that. I just couldn't. Again, I also think, too, it's hard to... I don't know. For me, personally, I be thinking it's hard to just be smashing multiple bodies in the same time.
That just
I'm
gives me
very,
the ick.
I'm very like, I gotta like you to fuck you. I don't know if that's just me. Like, I know some niggas could just emotionally or emotionlessly be dropping dick on bitches, but like, I just can't. It just doesn't work. I'm not good at it. I think it's easier for girls to have like emotionless sex because like for you guys, you just have to show up. No offense. Like, I have to get hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to perform. Y'all could just show up. And then regret it immediately after. You guys could just show up and be like, is this over yet? And then you guys can just dip. You know what I mean? Me, if I'm not in it, he's not in it. We're not in it. You know? And then it's just ramen noodle. Just.
I can't. What you got
That's
for
crazy.
me?
That's crazy. All right, cool. So here we go. All right, I got two on my end, and then we'll give them a word from our sponsors here. All right, so during a summer in between my freshman and sophomore year of college, my girlfriend called me telling me she had a big surprise for me if I came to visit her that weekend. She lived 3 hours away.
Yeesh.
We met at school, but I decided to visit her. I walked into her house with a bouquet of flowers
Oh.
and was immediately broken up with.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at you, bro. I started crying. This was back before I became the jaded bastard I am today. And then her entire family comes walking into the house. So here I am, standing with flowers in hand, tears pouring down my cheeks, and then my ex says, well, I have to get going. To top it off,
Oh my God.
for the entire drive back, it was pouring rain, I was crying nonstop, and then I got lost, and it ended up taking me 5 hours to get home.
I want to cry for it.
When I read that,
My whole
the laugh that I had let
heart.
out loud
My whole heart.
was crazy because, bro, I couldn't
To
imagine.
drive 3 hours and bring flowers and be all excited to see your person just for them to be like, okay, it's done.
Why the fuck are you disguising a breakup as a big surprise?
Yeah, like,
That's gonna make me beat you the fuck up.
for all that you...
I'm sorry.
For all that, you could have just texted me, bro. Like...
Facts.
You could have just said it's over and just left it at that. Like,
Also, if you're breaking up,
is
I
this
get
also the first time he met her family? Because that is horrible.
I get that, like, breakups should be done in person out of respect. But rule of thumb, if you're the one that's fucking breaking up, you do the driving, okay? You're not gonna make me drive 3 hours as a big surprise. I come over there to surprise you with flowers in hand,
Oh my God.
and you fucking dump me? Wow.
Also, was this like the first time he met her family? Because if so, that's terrible.
I have no idea. It seemed, well, they met in school, so I'm assuming
Probably.
family probably knew about him, I would assume. Because if they met at school and...
That must have been so embarrassing. Like,
I would have went to prison. I would have went to prison.
I couldn't even imagine.
Her family would have had to rip me off of her.
Yo,
So I'd have
but
been
it really be like that. People just snap when they're put into positions like that. Like, I couldn't even imagine.
I don't think people realize the amount of WWE moves I would do if that occurred to me.
You're so aggressive.
I would drive my car through the front door.
It's so funny when you say stuff like that because you're literally the nicest person I've ever met. Like, I could just never imagine you doing
Bro, because I
stuff
couldn't
like
imagine being put in a situation like this. Like, I don't think people realize
Oh my
what that would
God.
do to me as a... Oh, my God. I couldn't imagine that dude. That dude must be just fucking bitches and
I
getting
mean,
money
he
now.
said he's been a jaded man ever since.
Yeah, I could only imagine, bro. That... Wow.
That was the determining factor for him.
Wow, thank you for sharing, bro, because that one was...
I feel for you, dog.
That one was crazy. All right, I got one more, and then we'll give them a word from our sponsors. Okay, so my ex got into art and started attending an evening class. So one Christmas, I spent a fortune on all the gear for her. Oil paints, water paints, brushes, canvas, easel, etc. And that shit is not cheap.
No, it is not.
So come Christmas Day.
Oh, God.
Hold on, let me get it. So come Christmas Day, she opened her presents, broke into tears, and ran out of the house, smashing her car into the garden wall as she left. And then she disappeared for 3 days
What the fuck?
before finally calling me after a completely ruined Christmas of this guy's family and her family were worried sick about what happened to her. Turned out, she had not been going to art classes. She had actually been fucking some other guy. And that was really it for me. Never saw her again, despite her wasted attempts to say sorry. And that's insane.
I just don't understand how people could, like, create these things that they're quote unquote doing
And then
secretly.
And then he added
Like,
that also that during the entire year that she was
a year?
Yes, this during the entire year that she was supposedly
my
going to this. So
God.
she had been going all year, and then he bought her the Christmas gifts. So this way she had been going all year, and then eventually he bought the Christmas gifts so that by December she would have them. And he noted that even during that year, because it was like every Tuesday and Thursday, I think, she would come back and she'd be like, "Oh my God, I'm making so many new friends. Wait till you see this new style that I learned. I haven't mastered it yet, but when I do, I'm gonna show you." So she's been like
Playing it.
vomiting lies to this man the
How
whole
does one
year.
keep up with all that nonsense?
Again, I don't think people
This
realize.
is why I say I couldn't choose either of being a side or having sides, because I feel like it's just so much work either way. Like, as a side, like, you have to, like, you're sitting around, because eventually you're gonna catch feelings. Like, 9 times out of 10, that's what happens. And then you're stuck on the side because that person 9 times out of 10 has no intentions of leaving the person that they're with, like, at all. The only reason that ended up happening was because he fucking went out of his way to be super nice, and then she felt like a fucking piece of shit, and then she tried to escape the situation because she didn't even know how to face it in that moment.
Yeah, because go ahead, paint me something, Picasso. You can't. Because you're not.
Oh my God.
You're not stroking brushes. You know what you're stroking?
Stop.
Not brushes. Unless that's his name. What the fuck? Bro, I don't think y'all realize this is how, like, the Jeffrey Dahmers of the world are created. Like, y'all be doing some wild shit
To people.
Yeah. and then wonder why some of you end up on the fucking investigative Discovery Channel as a documentary. What the fuck, dude? This is insane, bro. The things that some of these people have been put through, man. That is...
Yeah, like, emotional abuse is just as bad as, like, physical abuse, in my opinion. Like, in a sense, because, like, fucking with somebody's head can really put them in dark places. And bad things can just transpire from there.
Again, it couldn't be me. None of these stories that we shared, I'd be in prison for multiple sentences.
I mean, the first one, it wasn't that bad. They're in high school. Like, they're kids.
Okay, the high school one, that's light. That's light, high school shit. Well, because I think also, funny. Too, when you're in that era, you're, like, on some petty shit.
You're
but
still
like,
trying to figure out.
But, like, it couldn't be
yourself.
my wife that for a year, and I'm buying her Christmas presents, and then the Christmas presents she can't even use because...
She's been lying this whole time.
She's been lying the whole fucking time.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
Wow.
It's just so messy.
Wow. Yeah, I mean... I don't think I've ever been involved in a breakup that serious. Like, not to that extent. Shit, if anything, my breakups are mostly funny. And
yeah, I mean, for me, I was only in really 3 serious relationships before you. My first one, I was a lot younger. And it was one of those in and out where we were together, we weren't. We were together, we weren't. For 5 years, I did that. And then my second one, like... It was a pretty solid 3 years, but it ended with us getting an apartment just for a month in for him to be like, yeah, I don't love you anymore.
Ooh.
And I had to move back home with my mom. Like, that was super shitty. And then my third one was just very toxic. It was a very, like, not okay relationship. But, like, I don't really feel like I have one specific thing that stands out. I don't know.
I mean, for me, the funniest breakup story I had was I was probably like 5. And
5 is crazy.
yeah. All right, so I had my first girlfriend at like 5 years old. I was in like first grade. And and I went to this girl's house for a play date. And like we was cool. Everything was cool. And I think we like drew like hopscotch on the ground outside. That's how you know I'm old. We drew hopscotch outside. We were like riding scooter and shit. And then we went inside, and I think she was like playing with her Barbie dolls, and then she threw one at me. I forgot why. I think maybe because we were playing video games and I beat her or something. And then she threw a Barbie doll at me, hit me in the fucking head, and then I broke up with her. So I was like, yeah, we don't do that. That's a red flag. That's domestic violence. I know I'm 5, and I know we're only playing house, but that's domestic violence. I don't play that. So, yeah. First time I broke up with somebody. Because I was being physically abused. Okay? You're just going to be throwing toys at me. I am a 5-year-old boy.
Oh my god.
You're just going to be throwing Barbies at me. It's crazy.
So funny.
But yeah, man. Yeah,
yeah, no, all of mine are pretty bad. Like not okay. Like cheating was involved. Like something happened.
Yeah.
Like I don't have any funny ones, unfortunately.
It's crazy.
Oh man, life.
But yeah, man, those are good. I like story time. I like opening it up for people to do that. That's dope.
Yeah, we should definitely do that more often.
Hell yeah, guys. Make sure you guys are following us on the socials and you guys are tuned in for when we when we open up those opportunities, whether it be for question of the day or for story time. These are just segments that we're going to keep kind of interchanging through every episode. So make sure you guys are in tune because we usually post about it a few days before the episode comes out or before we shoot. So, yeah, man. Those are great. Other than that, let's give them a word from our sponsors. Introducing Ooh La Laid. Man, you guys already know what it is. I don't even know why I keep saying that every episode because at this point, you guys already know that this is the bee's knees. This is the best lemonade in existence. I really don't have to say much about it. My boy ran out of labels because of just how many bottles he's outputting.
Yeah, he's been killing it.
Yeah, he's been murdering it.
And if you don't know, you should check him out.
Yeah, shout out to my guy, La Shells. This one right here is actually a new flavor. This is the Tropical Splash. It is a kiwi, strawberry, mango, pineapple. Go ahead, you're going to sniff it?
I did.
I knew it. I knew she was going to sniff it. I didn't even have to look that way to know it. And she said, this smells delicious.
It really does.
All right, cheers. That does smell good.
Yep. So many flavors in one bottle.
What's crazy is I thought it was going to be super sweet, and it's actually really crisp and, like, refreshing.
Yeah, it's, like, the perfect amount of sweetness.
Yeah, like, it's not super sweet. It's not super sour. It's just, like you said, it's, like, definitely... But, yeah, definitely the right amount of sweetness. Yeah, dude.
I usually don't like pulp, but I love the fruit bits inside.
Yeah, hell yeah. Again, guys, Ooh La Laid, the official drink sponsor of In the Fields podcast, the only drink sponsor of In the Fields podcast.
The one and only.
And will forever be the only drink sponsor of In the Fields podcast. Make sure you guys reach out to the creator, La Shells. We will drop his Instagram right here so that you guys can hit them up at Oola_Laid. Once again, Oola_Laid. Make sure you guys get a hold of them. They will be stocking new flavors every week. And yeah, man, we're just so grateful for you to have you guys as our sponsor. And yeah, dude, the product speaks for itself. It is amazing. Most definitely the best lemonade I've ever had, and definitely the best lemonade in existence across all the nations in the entire world.
You don't got to take our word for it. Go get your own.
Yeah, you definitely don't have to believe me. Just go try it yourself, and then when you make the stupid face
when you make the stupid face
that everybody else does, where they drink it and they go, oh, yeah. When you do that, come holler at me, and then tell them that Johnny sent you. You heard? But other than that, man, back to the episode.
right, guys. So we're back, and this episode is about breakups, and they are not easy. But on the flip side, there are situations in which people break up on good terms. There's, a lot of messiness that comes along with it, but overall, it is an experience that pretty much everyone that I know in this world has at least had one. So, I mean, what would you say, is one of the most challenging things when it comes to breakups?
Ooh, the most challenging thing for me, I think, when it comes to breakups is the entire need to like disassociate with the things that remind you of said person. Because that shit's tough, right? Like, I mean, it's hard to just navigate life after a breakup, especially when it's somebody that you had such a deep connection with. I mean, certain songs, certain foods, certain restaurants, certain things.
I would never be able to leave my house if something happened with us. Like, I would never be able to listen to music again because everything would remind me of you. Literally everything.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, you know how difficult that would be to like
to detach?
To like, yeah, to disassociate everything that reminds you of that person because when you're in the relationship, those things that remind you of your partner are, those are good things. They make you feel good. Like, oh my God, me and Babe love this song. But then when you guys break up, all that shit becomes like an ick. You know what I mean? You're like,
not
oh
turn it off.
Oh my God, I haven't been to Olive Garden in fucking 3 years. I can't go back there. My fucking ex love that place. You know what I mean? Like just shit like that, bro. Or like, we can't listen to this song. Nope, I can't hear the song. Why? Because this is like my ex's favorite song. He played this all the time. You know what I mean? Like that shit is like crazy. I think that's one of the most difficult things.
Yeah, detaching is definitely not easy.
Because you just get stuck, you know what I mean? And again, you're creating memories with people and, when you create those memories, it's ingrained into your brain forever, you know what I mean? It's ingrained into your life. So, I think that becomes one of the most difficult things in my personal opinion. I mean, just in my experience. That's definitely been one of the hardest things. And just again, between that and just not playing the blame game, I think that's a big one. Whether you blame them or you blame yourself.
Well, a lot of the time I feel like 9 times out of 10 you blame the other person and very less likely to take accountability for you were wrong in the relationship.
You're never going to write yourself as the villain in your own story. That's again where people lack accountability
But I feel like that's a really big growth factor. Like if you're able to start doing that, it may make the breakup feel less painful because you probably did play some type of part in it not working.
Yeah, I think we all do, essentially. You know what I mean? Like, and even reflecting back on relationships I've had, like, I just, you're not as mentally mature, you're not as emotionally mature,
Yep.
A lot of the time, you don't even know what you want or need from a relationship, so most of the time, it's trial and error, and I think people... you don't realize hindsight is 20/20, right? Because you look back and everything seems so much clearer with the woulda, coulda, shoulda shit. And, I just think a lot of the time we fail to have accountability and we end up playing that blame game after we break up with people, you know what I mean? Oh, if she wasn't this or she wasn't that or if he didn't do this, you know what I mean? No, it just didn't work. They just weren't right or they couldn't handle and blah, that. You know what I mean? Again, it just very like pointy fingers and shit like that. I think that's another difficult thing when you break up is... he wants to jump on you so bad.
I know.
Just playing the blame game, you know what I mean? Trying to figure out whether it's, you're blaming them or blaming yourself. A lot of the time we blame ourselves. I especially see that a lot of the time in women when their relationships fail. I see them like, is it me? Is it me? I'm just I'm horrible. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't make him happy and blah, 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 blah. And then they go through like, very kind of like a dark place. You know what I mean? Where
Oh, for
where they're
sure.
very like,
And they
it
hold
was all
on
my
to them.
it was all my fault, or they'll never feel good enough, and
A lot of the time they hold on to it too, going into the next relationship where they're questioning everything that they're doing. And then they're like so fearful of like messing this new one up that they're like, are you sure you still like me? Are you sure I'm not doing anything wrong? Like,
yeah, like you have a fear because of the previous relationship. You have like such a fear of getting into another relationship that you almost are like, you're almost like banking on it fucking up
yeah.
in a sense, because you're like, nah, this isn't gonna work out. It's gonna end up the same way it did last time, because either A, I'm not good enough, or B, all these dudes ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I think those are definitely some of the top, from my experience, those are definitely some of the top things that I felt had, had created such a difficult journey when it comes to, dealing with the breakups and after the breakups and things like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, they don't all necessarily have to be bad too. Like, I think
I think when people are emotionally aware and self-aware and they can tell like on both sides that it's just not working, they have those conversations like, listen, like we've been trying XYZ, like we still can't figure it out, and that's okay. Like maybe you're just not my person and our person is out there, but us staying in this relationship is hindering us from finding what we want. And you can break up on those good terms. And I know people that have broken up on good terms and are still friends to this day because they were just better as friends. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like,
what's your opinion on that? Like being friends with an ex?
I think it's messy and it can be tricky. But I think under the right circumstances, depending on the situation itself, yeah, I don't know. I couldn't be friends with an ex. Like, I personally couldn't. But then again, I didn't have good relationships with my exes. So I don't know what it's like to have, like, a good relationship and it just not work out. And you guys do choose, like, oh, we should just be friends.
What if I was friends with one of my exes? Would you let that happen?
I mean...
And we, like, hung out.
I mean...
I'm just going to get lunch with my homegirl.
Yeah, I don't...
Sorry, guys. I'm playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I know for a fact she ain't letting that shit slide.
No.
I know for a fact she'd be like, yeah, so we gonna have lunch with your homegirl then.
Yeah. But I feel like if that was the case, like, that situation, you wouldn't have any problem with your new partner being involved in your friendship or what you guys are doing.
My cat's just licking his butthole in front of you guys. I don't know if you guys can see him, but he's literally right here just...
Cat things, you know?
Cleaning himself.
He's the mascot of the podcast.
Facts.
Our little diva. He's like, I'll turn around.
Oh, thank you for being polite.
Don't want to show my bits on camera.
Facts. It's like, no. Start an OnlyFans if you guys want to see that.
That low-key is probably a thing.
What?
An animal OnlyFans.
Animal. Oh, that's gotta be hard. That's gotta be scary.
I'm just saying.
That's gotta be scary.
People, it's weird out here.
People are definitely weird. That's for sure. People are
Weird
definitely
here, you
know? Weird. Yeah, man. I think too, when it comes to breakups, it's something that you have to. I mean, everybody's gonna go through it. You know what I mean? It's something that, in a sense, it's almost unavoidable. Unless you're like one of those people who just like, high school sweetheart, you guys stay
those
together
rare
forever.
occurrences.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know.
But I feel like even for them, a lot of them do separate at some point and experience life, and then they realize like, nope, I already had found my one. I'm gonna go back.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I think there's a very small percentage of people that meet when they're in, like, middle school, high school,
like
and they stay together forever.
It's like that story you told earlier about that girl who, like, spent a whole year with another dude. She went back to her ex. She was like, yeah, you know what? I wasn't really feeling it. Go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane to me. I don't know. Breakups are tough. I don't know if I can do the on and off shit. I never was really good at that.
It's hard.
Honestly, the second, because you know what it is for me? The second we start to
Because it's like,
on
how
and
many
off.
times we're going to do this before we're like, this is not going to work.
Right.
Like, I did that for 5 years.
Right. And
A
it's
long
and
time to waste on somebody that you can clearly see signs that, like, this person is probably not for me, but, like, I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep giving it a shot.
yeah, man, and I just couldn't. I feel like if we do break up, my brain immediately is like, you doing something that you didn't feel comfortable doing while we were in a relationship.
Mm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why my brain thinks that way. Like, if my girl were to look at me and be on some like, I think we need to take a break, I would look back at her and be like, who is it that you want to fuck right now? Because that's the only reason we would be taking a break, is that you don't want to do whatever it is you want to do while we're together.
You think that's the only reason?
Bro, I don't know. I just be feeling like,
Because
what is it that we couldn't figure out? What is it that we couldn't figure out in a relationship that a break is going to help us figure out? What is it that you're going to figure out by yourself that we can't figure out together?
Well, I could counter that with, it could be as simple as, like, you guys are bickering a lot lately and you guys have tried to sit down and have conversations, but they never ended well. And you know what I mean? Like, then you start sitting back and reflecting, like, maybe it is something within myself that is preventing me from fixing this or figuring it out. Maybe we do need a break to spend time by ourselves to really, like, look inward and figure out what is it that I want? What do I need? Like, is there something else out there? Like you said, like, that could play a part in it. But I feel like overall, like, it could be as simple as, like, I need to
trying
take
to miss
time.
each other type shit.
I need to take time by myself to figure it out, because there's people that relationship hop and they never have spent time by themselves. You know what I mean? Like, there's shit that they need to figure out, and they can't do that being in a relationship because you're just going from one person to the next, and it's just one situation to the next, and now, like, it's just a lot. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's so many different dynamics or aspects as to why somebody might need a break.
I don't know. I just never really believed in the whole idea of taking breaks in a relationship. It just felt like,
I feel like
if it's not something we can fix together, then there might actually be a real underlying problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
because I don't think I've ever had a break. We either broke up or we just figured it out.
right.
Like, I don't I never
Right.
done the break thing.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine doing that. To me, it just doesn't make sense.
I
Because
feel you.
again, I'm like, either we figure it out together, like you said, either we figure it out together, or there's an actual problem, and then if we can't solve that, then how good of teammates are we really, or how good of partners are we really, if we can't come together and figure it out?
And I mean, vulnerably speaking, like, we've definitely had a moment in time, like a few years ago, where, like, things just weren't, like, great. And we talked about, like, we take, like, us taking a break and you, like, staying at your mom's or something in the meantime. And then you just ended up never going, and we just figured it out.
But again,
Like, we
I just
had
don't
tough
believe. I just don't
conversations.
believe in that idea. Like that, the idea. Because here's the thing: the idea of me staying at my mom's or whatever would have been on some like, oh, I'm doing it to miss you. I'm doing it to create distance to miss my partner, which I guess that's cool. Like, if that's what you need to do. But again, I think too, it was a matter of, again, reflecting on myself and reflecting on our relationship and trying to really hone in on what the problems were. And I think I had mentioned it in another episode where during that time, again, my reasoning or my whys were very much like, I was looking at the shit you were doing as, instead of it being you coming to me and expressing to me what you needed from me as your partner, I'm looking at it as, oh, this is just a constant reminder of the shit that I'm not doing. And then in a sense, it was like, again, doing the cute shit and doing the relationship shit in a sense to make you stop nagging, instead of doing it out of fulfillment. You know what I mean? And that, again, I thought that's what was putting such a big damper on our relationship, and I think that's what made it so difficult. And that's just for me personally speaking. Like, that's just me, my personal aspect, and my personal work that I had to do to just improve the overall dynamic was, again, change my why. Like, no, I don't want to do it so that you'll shut the fuck up. I want to do it because I know it's going to make you happy. I want to do it because it's going to make you smile. I'm going to do it because it's, you're going to go, oh, you know what I mean? Like, that's the whys, you know what I mean? Versus doing it so that you would stop complaining that it's not getting done.
But I love that you were even able to do that, because a lot of people can't. And I think a lot of people deal with that where they don't know how to turn that off because they don't look at it in that way.
Yeah, and again, delivery is everything too, right? Like, it took me a while to make that adjustment because, again, like, we both came into this relationship, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but we both came into this relationship, I would want to say, probably not as emotionally as mature as we are today.
Not even close.
And
I was super broken.
In turn, that affected our level of communication. Like, we weren't really able to communicate effectively because when you would come to me, it wasn't on some, baby, you know what would really make me happy? You know what I really need from you? Mm-hmm. It was, you don't fucking do this and you don't do that and you just stop doing this and you didn't do, you don't. Like, again, delivery is everything. So it's like, when you're reminding me of the things that I don't do, in a sense, it makes me never want to fucking do them. Mm-hmm. And then it just seems like nagging. Versus, it did get to a point where our communication did get much better. And you were very much like, baby, but these are just the things that I would really want from you. These are the things that make me feel loved. You know what I mean? That delivery, again, helped me shift the perspective. And it's working together. That's what it is. Iron sharpens iron. You know what I mean? You became better at communicating your emotions, and then I became better at displaying mine. You know what I mean? So it's like, again, it was a very give and take, and I think that's what prevented us from needing to take the breaks or breaking up, was we wanted to make it work. You know what I mean? And I think that's big. You know what I mean? That's big for us. I think that's what kept us together, and, it stopped us from, just making impulsive decisions and,
Yeah, because I think
ending shit.
I think, like, a big thing that, like, people don't really think about is, you go through life, like, I know your childhood plays a big role on, like, how you behave and how you respond to things, and, like, your little traits that you don't really think about often because you're just so used to being a certain way. And then the little traits and things you pick up from previous relationships you've had. And when you get into, like, these new relationships, a lot of the time that kind of stuff happens because you almost, like, word vomit, like, what somebody isn't doing, instead of just being like, this is what I want, this is what I need. Mm-hmm. Instead, you're displaying it in a way of like, well, you're just not doing this.
Again, you're doing the
But
you
how
shit.
Is that person supposed to know that that's something you want or need if you're not communicating that with them? Mm-hmm. And instead, you're going to feel the way of like, well, I'm doing what I can or what I think is the right thing, but you're just telling me I'm not doing anything right.
Exactly. And it's just, again, it's a matter of delivery, and you're not going to get shit out of me if you're telling me what I'm not doing versus telling me what you may need me to do. Those are two totally different things, mm-hmm. but they can get the same, like, your goal is the same result, or your goal is the same. It's just how you start impacts how you get to that goal.
Yeah. And I really do think that, like, your early relationships, they're like building blocks, stepping stones of, like, trying to figure out, what you need for a solid, mature relationship, which a lot of the time you don't find until you're older. Or you mm-hmm. do find that one person that isn't so great at first, maybe, but they're totally worth sticking around to grow with and figure it out. Because there are times where people come together. Like, for us, for example, we put in the work to grow together and to figure it out together to get to where we are today. Like, people don't just fall into that naturally a lot of the times. Like, if you do, you're so lucky, and that's so rare. But a lot of the time, you have to put in the work together to grow, to be what it is you want out of the relationship.
Well, for me too, I think that's also like just a nod to like the essence of true love. You know, if you're not with someone who is pushing you to be better,
Yeah.
then what are you doing? You know what I mean? I think your partner is supposed to, and granted, I'm not trying to like force any obligations on anybody or anything like that, but in my personal opinion and from my experience, you know, your partner, who you surround yourself with, is either going to have a positive impact or a negative impact, period.
Mic drop.
Friends, partner, family, doesn't fucking matter. If they are negatively impacting your life, then the fuck are you doing being in that situation, whether it's with a friend or, you know, you're chilling with, you know, shitty people in your family or even your partner, your spouse. Like, if that person is not trying to improve or help you improve or help you become a better version of yourself, then, you know, I don't think that that's necessarily something. Once again, when it's not serving you, what are you doing? When it's not serving you, it's not serving any purpose that's for you, then what are you doing?
Yeah, because at first it starts with good intentions. You show up with encouragement, positivity, like you're trying to like push them into doing things that you know they want to do. And you're just showing up with all this kindness and everything like that. But it's like no matter how much you pour into their cup, they just keep dumping it right back out. And nothing really is changing, and you see them being very stagnant and like not changing to be better. Instead, it's like you're pouring all this into them, and for what? It's not going anywhere. And I think that after, you know, so long becomes a really big indicator that it's like, I need to stop wasting my time on this person, because I've tried everything to be that positive role model for them, because that's essentially what you want in a relationship. You want somebody, like you said, to push you. You want somebody to like lead, or somebody to give you good guidance or be there for you. And you could only do that so much before you're just like, I can't keep doing this, because what am I gaining out of this except for fighting, arguments, bullshit,
Yep. And I
sadness, negativity. Like, why?
And in my personal opinion, that's the type of shit that warrants an actual breakup. You know? And I think a lot of people, especially who I like to label as the fixer-uppers, these are the people who tend to date
And fix people.
broken people. You know what I mean? Not that we're all fucking perfect. You know what I mean? A lot of us are broken in our own ways and, you know, require us to self-reflect in order to heal. You know what I mean? Because like
But
you
I
said,
think that's a huge part.
like you said, when you're pouring into people who their cup isn't filling, a lot of the time that's because we're broken on the inside. So as much as you might pour into me, it's leaking from somewhere else. You know what I mean? The cup is cracked. So as much as you're pouring the water up here, it's dripping from down here.
Well, because that's one of the hardest lessons I've learned. Like, you're not responsible for my happiness.
Nope.
I am responsible for my happiness.
Yep, as I am responsible for my happiness.
And if you're just an added bonus, you get to make me extra happy.
Yeah.
But like, if I can't figure out how to be happy with myself, I'm just going to keep letting whatever you're pouring in pour right back out, because I'm still not okay.
Yeah. And how can you expect to transfer that emotion to anybody? Like, how could I expect to grant you happiness or even provide a happy or copacetic environment for you if, again, I'm not happy myself? You know what I mean? You walk around with that storm cloud, you get grumpy and shit like that. So, yeah, man.
It's like this saying, like, you can't love others unless you love yourself.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I think, you know, when it comes to those relationships where you get stuck, that's definitely something that warrants a breakup for sure.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, you got to get yourself out of certain situations. And
another big indicator I would say is like continuously using your childhood as an excuse. Because after a certain time period, like, yeah, that stuff happened to you and that's really shitty and I'm really sorry that happened, but you are now an adult and you are fully responsible for navigating that.
yeah, I'm
and
sorry. If you're in your 30s,
out.
if you're in your 30s and you're still blaming your parents for shit, grow the fuck up. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to. I don't mean to be mean.
Like, it sucks. I get it. It does suck, but at a
But there's just
certain
no
point
way.
in time, you are 100% responsible for, seeking a therapist, seeking a life coach, seeking somebody that like might help put you in the right direction, but you still are responsible for putting in the work and figuring it out and going down that journey and healing and taking the appropriate steps and just really pouring into yourself. Like, learn how to really love yourself, because you matter. Regardless of what it is, you matter. You all matter. But you also can't waste your time on people that bring you down, because you're never going to keep elevating or going up if you keep getting held back by somebody that refuses to do that with you. That's just like, because I forget who said it or where I saw it, but it was a really dope analogy of like, when you get into a relationship, right? Think about it like this: like, you have this brick house that you built, and all the bricks represent.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Represent like things you dealt with in your childhood, previous relationships, friendships, all these things that like molded you into the person you are. Mm-hmm. And then your partner also comes with their own brick house. And in the beginning, it's like, I'm more focused on bringing you into my house, and you're more focused into bringing me into your house
versus us just taking all of our good bricks.
It's never going to work out that way, because things are going to clash, because it's like, you're not. But if you take your best bricks and my best bricks and we start building our own house together, we're curating the best possible home that meets our individual needs that we can meet each other on. Yeah. Which I thought that was the dopest analogy you could probably bring in explaining like building a solid foundation for.
I want to say that was on the Jay Shetty podcast.
It might have been. I really don't remember.
Shout out Jay Shetty, bro. Your podcast. Wow. Chef's kiss. Yep. I love it. I love the vibes. I love the energy. It's so good. Definitely another great podcaster who, just a great person, period, honestly, he just pours positivity into the world.
He has his own life coaching school.
He does life coaching. He's got he's on tour right now too, I think. And yeah, man, shout out to Jay Shetty, bro. He's just pouring positivity into the world is dope. I love the people that you bring onto your podcast. The Russ interview was one of my favorites, and recently Big Sean too. That was really dope.
Yeah, I want to say it was probably his, but I can't for the life of me remember. All I remember is the analogy, because that's what stuck with me. I didn't care who said it, where I saw it. Like, that shit just hit home for me, because I'm like, wow, like, I never would have thought of, like, it like that. Yeah. And that's a really awesome way to, like, teach people of, like, how to really hone in on what you want out of your relationship, instead of worrying about, well, I come with all this. I'm this way because of this. Yeah. I'm blaming this. Like, stop doing that. Just focus on the good parts about yourself and the good parts about your partner, and try to figure it out and what you want your life to look like in that relationship.
Oh, yeah, man. Dope, man. All right, well, you guys already know what time it is. It is question time. And you already know, baby, I've prepared some questions for you in regards to breakups, rejections, things of that nature.
Samesies.
And
you can go first.
All right, cool. I'll start them off. Here we go. Okay, so my first question is, what is the most ridiculous thing you did to try and get over someone? Whether it was a dramatic haircut, a spontaneous trip, maybe a social media glow up.
It's when I was younger. And I definitely did the whole haircut thing. But I was just so, like, distraught for some reason, and I cut my own bangs.
Oh, no.
And it did not look good at all.
Was it like a horror story with the bangs where, like, you know how some people, like, they'll grab their hair and then they'll do this, and then it's like, you know what I'm talking about? Is it one of those? Yes. Oh, no. You did the pinchy and then where they put it in, like, a hair tie, and then it's like, and then you look like Lord Farquaad.
And it was, like, really short, like, in the front here, and it, like, went blocky, like, down. So for, like, the longest time, I had to take my hair and, like, pin it with a thing so you couldn't tell.
A little clippy clip.
Until my hair grew back in. I was so mad. And ever since then, I, like, refused to do dramatics when it comes to breakups, and I never did anything like that again, because I was just so mad at myself.
I'll just stick to the regular depression, please. Thanks.
I'll take a shot or two.
I'll just curl into a blanket and stay in my room with the lights off. That's much better.
I think,
That sounds safer.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Did you ever do anything like that? Like
Shoot.
dramatically?
Not because of a breakup. Honestly, if anything that I've ever done because of a breakup, it's usually just get together with the boys. You know,
That's safe.
I think girls do the same shit too. Like, yeah, you know, you go, you get in a breakup, and then what, you call all your hoe friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, we finna pop out, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys do the same shit. We get in a breakup and immediately bury our emotions with partying and drinking and, you know, smoking weed and shit. You know what I mean?
I definitely think that's like younger versions though, because a lot of the time your friends are single. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like as adults, like most of our friends are in serious committed relationships.
Facts.
So I feel like
when you're single, you're the weirdo.
It would be different into how they like.
I think in today's time, once again, I think older people just like will just be depressed. We'll just stay home. I'll miss a couple of days of work.
I'm gonna eat a little extra.
I'm not gonna get a haircut for a while. Like, one of my boys is gonna have to drag me out of my house and be like, "Dude, get the fuck up, bro."
Yeah.
There's mad McDonald's and shit all over the floor and DoorDash bags, bro. Like, get up, bro.
I'm dead.
Yeah, what you got for me?
All right.
That was good.
Beyond just sadness, what are some of the less talked about emotional challenges that come with ending a relationship?
I mean, it really all depends on how the relationship ends or what was the catalyst for it ending. Because, you know, like, if it's cheating, then, I mean, betrayal is a huge one. You know what I mean? Like, disappointment. You know. I mean, but besides sadness, overall, just a general breakup is just loneliness. I think loneliness is the big one, you know? And it doesn't settle in right away because, you know, when you break up, the initial thing is that you might think it's for the best or it's for the better.
Yeah.
But then, like, again, you start to navigate certain things, you know? Watching Netflix alone is weird. Laying in a bed alone.
I don't even like sleeping without you now.
Bro, yeah, you don't even like laying in a bed by yourself, let alone sleep or watch anything. Like, dude, the second you can see me, you're like, come, I need the snuggles. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I hate when you go on trips and then I'm like here by myself and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like,
yeah,
my best friend
like
is just gone.
Or like if I have to go do a show and you have to like watch the kids or something, like, yeah, you're miserable. But again, that doesn't all start to settle in until I want to say, like, the routine of things start to kind of go back in. Like, you know, you'll shower, and then it's like, if the breakup is like fresh, their shower shit might still be in the shower. So you're like,
or just like out of habit, like you need something and you're just like, hey, can you grab? And then you're like, oh.
You're like, babe. Oh, you don't exist anymore. Fuck. You know what I mean?
No, I have to get out all cold and wet.
Yeah, bro. Like, and I think that would start to happen as I start to do all the things that, like, you do. You know what I mean? Putting on a little laundry. I'm gonna be like, fuck, I'm alone.
Yeah.
Cooking dinner. Fuck, I'm alone. Sitting at the dinner table by myself. Fuck, I'm alone. You know what I mean? Like, that would be like a lot. So yeah, loneliness, I think, is the most generalized one. I think, of course, depending on how the relationship ends, there's a ton of other feelings that come into play. But loneliness, I think, is just the big lonely.
Oh, wow.
I'm so lonely. I have nobody to call my own. Woo! Sorry, that was unnecessary.
Super unnecessary. Jesus.
Oh,
I love me some Akon though.
Some icon. All right, cool. All right, I got one for you. Ready? Have you ever been the dumper or the dumpee? And how did your perspective on the breakup differ in each role?
So I got dumped once. From what I can remember, most of the time I did the breaking up because I just got so tired of being treated like shit. But then I would go back to them, so it like didn't even matter. But I think being broken up with sucks. Like, I think it takes that power away from you because you weren't the one that made the call. It wasn't something you necessarily wanted. And you're just sitting there like, well, fuck me then, right? Like, all right, now what do I do? Like, I didn't have plans for this. This wasn't in my bingo card. Like, what? You know what I mean? But like when you are the one that's breaking up with somebody, you do have that power because you more so are like, well, you know, this isn't okay. It's not working out. Like, I deserve better. Like, I need to put an end to this. I need to stand up for myself. So I think it just is different, like, power-wise, control-wise, of, like, how the situation goes. Because a lot of time when you get broken up with, you're not expecting it. Mm-mm. Almost always you're not expecting it. Mm-hmm. And that shit sucks. It's like a slap in the face. Like, well, what did I do? Where did I go wrong? Especially if you're broken up with not, like, a legitimate explanation.
Yeah, because now you're just questioning yourself, and you're just like...
And you're just left like
is
that.
Is it me? Is it me? What did I do wrong? Can we fix it? Oh my God, it's the worst.
But also, like, when that happened, I was, like, a lot younger. I was still in high school. So, like, I didn't even know what I wanted out of life yet. So, it's just a different time. Like, I don't know how Lisa then really felt. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really remember how I, like, navigated that or handled it because it was so long ago.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how it would feel nowadays, like, where I'm at mentally, you know? Like, I feel like now I'd be, like, more okay because I'm more self-aware of myself. I've done a lot of healing. Like, I know what I want out of life. Like, I think I would be okay in the long run. I don't know.
Yeah, I think now I'd be fine. Because I just, again,
like, it would still hurt. It would still suck.
Yeah, but, like, you're just, you know, you're much more... Also, I think you just know what you bring to the table. When you're young, you don't know who you are or what you want, so...
Yeah, you don't even really work
That's
yet.
why you question yourself, because you're like, do I suck? Maybe I'm just a bitch. I don't think you know.
Am I the problem?
Yeah, maybe I am the problem. And it's like, yeah, you know, when you're young, you don't fucking know shit. So, like, now, if I get broken up with, I'm like, well, you're dumb.
Yeah, like, my biggest advice for people that are younger... that are going in and out of relationships and doing that whole questioning thing, like, you have your whole life ahead of you. Like, it is not the end all be all. It does hurt. It does suck. You do feel like you wasted your time, but you have so much life ahead of you and you have so much that you've yet to even experience. And to maybe not be so hard on yourself because there is somebody out there that is for you, that is going to match what you need and what you want. You just have to wait and go through the waves of life as you're figuring it out. That would be my best advice to give.
Oh, yeah, man. I like that. Let's go. What else you got for me?
Speaking of that, what is the most valuable piece of advice that you would give someone going through a current breakup?
If you're going through a breakup right now, the best advice I can give you is, even though you and that other person may have broken up, you did not break up with yourself. You know what I'm saying?
That was deep.
You can't give up on you. Just because they may have, or maybe that relationship is over, the relationship you have with yourself never ends.
Yeah.
You cannot break up with yourself. So shake it off, brush the fucking dirt off, get the fuck up, get your ass in the gym, clean your fucking house, get your shit together, go get a fucking haircut, work on you. Because here's the thing. At that moment that y'all broke up, there's a version of you there. And you're either going to become a better version from that point, or you're going to become a worse version from that point. That decision you make after that breakup, that's the relationship you have with yourself. So if you want to let future you down, by all means, let it go to shit. Go eat your way through depression, become a fat piece of shit, and fucking, and throw your fucking life away if that's what you want to do. Stop taking care of yourself. Don't take care of your hair. Don't take care of your skin. Stop doing your makeup. Don't do your lashes. Don't get your nails done. Go fucking stay in bed all day. Miss work. Lose your job. Become a fucking bum. Like, if that's what you want to do because of the impact of that relationship.
That really does happen to people, too.
Oh, I know. I'm aware. And that's why this is the best piece of advice I could give anybody dealing with this is at the end of the day, the relationship you have with other people, the relationships you have with other people come and go, they end, and not only, not just because of negative reasons, but relationships are sometimes permanent, some are for a season, some are for a reason, whatever the case is, but the relationship you have with yourself, you can't break up with yourself, I mean, you could. I've seen people do it. Like you said, I've seen people check out, or let themselves go. Yeah, that's you breaking up with yourself. But that's the thing, like
you're allowed to give yourself a grace period of feeling your feelings, feeling the hurt, feeling the betrayal, feeling the sadness.
but
Feel what you need to feel.
But allowing it to consume you is...
You can't do that.
Again, you cannot break up with yourself. You might break up with other people, but with yourself, you have to remember, again, like you said earlier in the episode, you have to love yourself before you can love anybody else. So once y'all break up, if you stop loving yourself, how do you ever expect to get back into a potential relationship that has the ability to flourish? It'll never be able to flourish if you, again, break up with yourself. So that would be the best.
Take that time to spend with yourself. Take yourself on dates. Take yourself to, get X, Y, and Z done because it'll make you feel prettier, make you feel better, or make you look better, whatever the case may be. Go buy yourself a little something that is going to make you happy.
Yeah, date you.
Literally.
Date you. Yep. Learn you.
Don't jump right into the next relationship.
That's the thing. We get into relationships with people and we try to learn them. Learn how to love you. I've learned how to love you. I've learned how to give you what it is that you want from me. I've learned those things over time.
Samesies.
Again, you guys also have to sit down with yourself and learn that for who you are. What the fuck do I like? It's self-esteem. It's esteem of your motherfucking self. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about you?
Yeah, use that time to reflect on your past relationship. What was it in that relationship that you didn't like? What didn't you like about them? What didn't you like about yourself even? And start really looking into those things and okay, maybe I could start focusing on healing myself here. I never handled this situation well. How can I handle it well next time? How can I be better next time?
Yep.
Because it's not the end all be all.
Yeah.
There's so many people in this world that you could come across and have a chance with. So it's don't count yourself out. Don't give up on yourself just because this didn't work.
Yeah, that would be the best piece of advice I'd give anybody is even though you may have broken up with that other person, you haven't broken up with yourself. So you need to lock the fuck in and ensure that even though you may not be catering to a relationship with another person, you still need to cater to that relationship you have with yourself.
I like that.
Hell yeah. And I made a rubber. Yo, that's so funny. Yo, for people who don't know, there's this guy I follow on social media. His name is Tony Stavila. I forget what his name is. It's Tony Statovici? Stadovsky? Something like that. He's hilarious though. He does all these funny ass clips where the one that I'm talking about, Anna made a rubber, is when Luffy, he did a clip where it was Luffy from One Piece reading Eminem's lyrics. And there's a part where he's where Eminem says something where he's and I made a rubber or something, and then he's Luffy's and I made a rubber, what y'all know about that? That's the gum, cause I got that gum fruit. You know what I mean? Or
yeah, he's so funny.
Or when he does the Thanos one where he's Thanos is reading Eminem, Eminem's lyrics snap back to reality. Oop, there goes gravity, which y'all don't know nothing about that because you don't got the you know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro, so dumb, bro. Yeah. So anytime y'all catch me on here going, and I made a rubber, that's where it's from. That's where it's from. So shout out to you, Tony. We appreciate you for influencing us. And dude, you're doing it, bro. You're great, bro. You're hilarious. That's literally one of our inside jokes. Anytime we say some fire shit, yep. We're always and I made a rubber. I'm gonna tag him in this clip too. I swear to God. So. Yeah, let me go. I got one more, I think, for you, and then you have one more for me, or was that your last one?
I have One more.
Okay, cool. All right, so here we go. Have you ever had a breakup anthem? What was it? And does it still make you cringe or cry? One popped into my brain the second I wrote that question. So I'm going to let you go first.
Breakup anthem. I did, but I, for the life of me, can't remember what song it was.
Do you know the lyrics or the words?
Not off the top of my head because, like, it's been so long.
Okay.
Like, I've been with you almost 8 years, dude.
Okay, so...
But there was a song that I religiously would play, and I would be in my bag. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Part of me feels like the song I'm thinking about
I think that was it. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, I don't fuck with you. That's Big Sean. How do you not know that song? You little stupid ass bitch. I ain't fucking with you.
It just wasn't clicking. It's been so long.
You little dumb ass hoe. I ain't fucking with you.
But I wouldn't say it ever made me cringe. It would just make me feel like I'm just better. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah, that's a banger.
I would try to keep that mentality to keep me from spiraling. Like, I would listen to it to hype me up almost.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, that was not the song I was thinking of. BT Dubs.
But yeah, it's still a great song. But it's not a song I tend to listen to because of what I associated it with.
All right, so this one I'm going to take you way back.
Oh boy.
Like MySpace days.
Uh-huh.
It was that song by Iman that was like, fuck what you said.
And then the girl made a version.
Shit now. Fuck all the presents. I'm throwing them out. Or some shit like that.
I loved that song.
Fuck you, hoe. I don't love you back. Whoa. 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 Okay. Oh. Right? That shit was a banger.
And then a girl made a version.
Yes, and then of course, girls have to make their own version. Fuck what you said. You tell me shit now. Ew. But yeah. That song was definitely like the breakup song.
It was.
That was
the
like
anthem
literally
back then.
like I watched people change their entire MySpace layout and have that song with like broken hearts raining down in the background and shit.
Yeah, but for me personally,
now that song makes me cringe though. Like, ooh.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa. But I like your song. Your song was good. You little stupid ass bitch. I ain't fucking with you.
Yeah, I needed something hype because I was a depressive ass person.
I remember that movie, the little girl who performed that at like the fucking talent show, and then her dad is backing her up with the dance moves. Yeah, that's funny as shit. Oh, that's good. You got one more for me?
Yes.
And then we'll take them home, baby.
All right. What's one way a past breakup has ultimately led to a clearer understanding of what you truly need and want in a partnership?
All of them have. We've said it before during this entire episode that like a lot of our previous relationships are trial and error. They give us insight. They give our previous relationships that may have failed aren't necessarily failures. They're more like lessons, so that they teach us about ourselves in a way of who do I want to be as a partner, but also teaches us what is it that we're looking for out of a relationship. Because, sometimes, I forgot who said it, but they said something along the lines of like, we fall in love with different types of people throughout our lives. You know what I mean? Like, and they were describing these people, and granted, I'm butchering this entire fucking, I'm butchering the fuck out of this entire quote unquote quote from whoever this was. I forget. It might have been Jay Shetty's podcast, but basically, they were kind of explaining that like we fall in love with different types of people throughout our our tenure of dating, and one of the people they defined as like the firecracker, right? Somebody who's boom, like loud and pretty and, like vibrant, right? But then you realize that like that dissipates very quickly. Like, yes, they're very explosive and they're wowzers, but then that very minuscule that happened and then it goes away. Yeah. And then they'll have a moment and then it goes away. And then it's very like
up and down.
Up and down, right. So that's the firecracker. Then you might fall in love with the candle, which is still bright, still provides light, very low, very calm, very collected, very slow. And even that might be like, that's cool, but where's the spark? There's no spark there. That's safe. And there's, it's cool. It still provides a little light.
It just burns.
And it's just burning ever so slowly. But where's the... There's no there, right? So, again, that's another person we might fall in love with in our life. You know what I mean? And that might not do it for us. We might love the explosiveness of the firework, but we also love the safety and the comfort and the warmth of the candle.
But that's like what you said previously of like, you're not going to find somebody who checks all of your boxes.
Right. So, and that's why...
And your boxes form by people you've previously dated and things that you liked and didn't like.
Those bricks that you were referring to, those bricks of our house, the good bricks that we bring.
All just like mingling.
Yeah, hell yeah. Intertwining, melding. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
But yeah, dude, that's the thing. Every relationship has taught me that. Every relationship has taught me the man I want to become. And I mean, even the relationships I wasn't in also taught me that, whether it was watching my parents or watching my siblings or watching my friends. Like, seeing all of these relationships gave me insight to the type of man I wanted to be in a relationship, especially one that like ours, long term. But also, like, it taught me about the type of partner I wanted, I've had the fireworks. I've also dated the candle. I've had those differences. I've dated across the spectrum. You know what I mean? I've had a really religious girlfriend, and then I've had like the girlfriend that everybody was like, bro, don't fucking date her, bro. She's a fucking hoe. Like, I've dated the entire spectrum of like the worst to like what you would think is fucking godlike. And then, it just, again, teaches you everything you want. And then eventually you're able to construct the puzzle from all of those weird shapes that you pulled from the relationship, and eventually they just create the picture that you've been looking to see the whole time.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh yeah, man. All right, well, you want to bring them home, man?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, you guys already know how we finish every single episode. We leave you guys with a question pertaining to what we spoke about today, man. And like I said, we spoke about breakups and, rejections and things like that. So the question that we have for you guys is, what is the single most important lesson a past breakup or rejection taught you about yourself?
Ooh.
You like that, right? That's just tough. They're going to be some good feedback there. Anyway, if you guys see this video on YouTube or on the socials, make sure you guys drop it in the comments below, because you never know when the why in your story is silent and it becomes our story. Until next time, guys, keep feeling,
keep sharing,
and keep it real within the feels.